It's a difficult world. However, there seems to be some backing of the long-term athletic director of UNC Chapel Hill, Bubba Cunningham, inside the leadership of North Carolina. Very interesting. What does it mean? Welcome to episode 401 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. Article published just a short time ago. Brian Murphy, WRAL, broad respect. UNC Interim Chancellor defends Cunningham amid board criticism. Very interesting indeed. North Carolina Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham received high-level support Thursday, today, just days after the school's trustees publicly questioned his management of the department. Interesting indeed. We've got ourselves another rock fight at UNC Chapel Hill. UNC Interim Chancellor Lee Roberts, who top legislative leaders have endorsed for the permanent job, defended the Tar Heels' long-term athletic director, shooting down any suggestion of poor leadership. Trustees said they want an in-depth discussion with Cunningham about the finances of the athletic department and previously said such a meeting would happen in closed session Thursday. Cunningham cut short his trip to the ACC spring meetings on Friday to return, but the chairman of the committee announced Thursday morning, we covered it live here at Peek Around the Corner, that the athletics budget discussion would not take place. Not today, not behind closed doors. Trustees obviously have a right to the information, Interim Chancellor Roberts said. It's obviously a time of significant upheaval. In college athletics, I'd be very surprised if there was any mismanagement, let alone malfeasance in our athletics department. They've audited routinely. They've been audited 10 times in the last 5 years. They've audited every year by the NCAA. And I would just add that our athletic director is one of the most senior, well-respected, well-regarded, admired athletic directors in the country. He has broad respect from his peers, and we don't have a more capable, more experienced, more talented senior administrator here at Carolina. Trustees approved an internal audit of the athletics department Monday and complained about projected deficits in the department. The audit is expected to take several months. Keep that in mind. There are real issues here. A real concern that one of the most valuable assets and something that really generates revenue is not being managed properly. Trustee Jennifer Hazley Evans said Monday, that is the need for the question and answer, and that is the need for the audit. Cunningham attended the open portion of Thursday's meeting, which lasted about 40 minutes. He left when the board went into closed session. His availability to answer questions from trustees was one of the complaints made Monday. Cunningham said that he always tries to be available to the board. Trustees Ralph Meekins, who defended Cunningham during the Monday's meeting, again backed the athletic director. I didn't think it was fair, Meekins said. The ACC, UNC's longtime conference home, is involved in 5 lawsuits, including 2 member schools in the state of Florida. Other conferences are set to distribute tens of millions more each year to its members than the ACC. And the NCAA is facing a host of legal challenges to its amateurism system, some perhaps existential. It's difficult world. It's a difficult world, Meekins said. And there's nobody I'd rather have helping us than Bubba Cunningham. Cunningham, 62, has been at UNC since 2011. The Tar Heels, with a successful broad-based athletic department, have won more than 20 national titles under his leadership. Cunningham will be the chairman of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament Selection Committee next season. Some trustees, notably Chairman John Pryor and past chair Dave Bullock, have been outspoken about the need of UNC to be in a conference that distributes more revenue. Whether that's another conference or a new look ACC, Meekins did not disagree. I share what's best for UNC, and I love the affiliation with the ACC, Meekins said. And if we can do it within the ACC, let's do it. But when I say do it, we've got to stay competitive. Can we stay competitive in the ACC with the structure and the way it is now, with the significant gap in revenue that the other schools are getting? For whatever reason, that's where we are. What can we do about it? I don't know, because I'm not an expert. Bubba Cunningham is, and I believe he's going to get us through this. I believe he is going to get us through this. Roberts laid out some of the challenges facing UNC, the ACC, and the wider world of college sports. Given how much it is in flux, how much is changing, we just need to stay abreast of these dynamics and make sure that we're doing that the best interest. Make sure that we're doing that with the best interest of Carolina in mind, he said. Roberts and other ACC schools, presidents and chancellors may have to vote soon on whether or not to accept the settlement in the House versus NCAA case. And finally, in the article, I do believe that most folks think settling the litigation is going to be better than taking it through the trial, Roberts said. The settlement will lead to UNC paying athletes directly from its athletic revenue. I haven't heard any possible settlement that doesn't involve some kind of revenue sharing. Lee Roberts, the interim, soon-to-be permanent chancellor of UNC Chapel Hill. Brian Murphy, WRAL Sports in North Carolina. What does all this mean? We know that Meekins has been back in Cunningham. Meekins is part of the trustees. Meekins is part of the old guard. Bubba Cunningham is definitely part of the old guard. Kevin Gusowich, part of the old guard. The former chancellor was basically kicked out of North Carolina. He is now the president of Michigan State University. So we know that Meekins is back in Cunningham, full tilt all the way. But the interim chancellor, Lee Roberts, vocally now the last couple of days, he's backing Bubba Cunningham. I'm going to give you a couple reasons why I think that is. And then I want you to give me your reasons why you think that is in the comments section below the video. One is Bubba Cunningham probably, most likely, most definitely hasn't done anything wrong. There's no malfeasance. There's no embezzlement. There's probably not even a whiff of mismanagement. Maybe on the margins. But the deficits of UNC is because the athletic department is because they're trying to compete at the highest level in many, many, many different sponsored sports. And the revenue is not going to be able to keep up. Is not keeping up with the Big Ten and the SEC. So one of the reasons why the interim chancellor is backing Bubba Cunningham is because he hasn't done anything wrong. The second reason that he may be backing Bubba Cunningham, I gotta admit to you, this is speculation. But Bubba Cunningham, UNC is looking out at their options, right? Their options are, let's be blunt, Their options are somehow to get into this fray, to break open, to write the check, and to become a new member of the SEC, the Big Ten, or this reconstructed ACC. Let's push away the reconstruction of the ACC option for this episode, because it's an extreme long shot. But let's just push it away for now. SEC and the Big Ten. We at Peek Around the Corner, we've been reporting to you all that the Board of Trustees leans SEC. The Board of Governors, who has the real power in conference affiliation for UNC Chapel Hill, they definitely lean SEC if UNC has to leave the ACC to one of the two P2 conferences. Bubba Cunningham is on the other side of the coin. And maybe, just maybe, Mr. Chancellor Roberts is keeping that pathway open. Remember, whatever happens here, whenever Florida State, Clemson, and North Carolina are able to write a check to get out of the ACC 6 months from now or 6 years from now at $200 million or at $500 million, whenever they write that check, whenever they can have the option of writing that check, each one of those universities and possible a couple others in the ACC are going to want to have the interest of more than one conference. It's best if North Carolina has the interest of the Big Ten and the SEC, and they do. It would be best if North Carolina had an open communications when it comes to it, when they can, first party talks with the SEC and the Big Ten. And Bubba Cunningham has been a long time friend of Mr. former Commissioner of the Big Ten, Jim Delaney. The reason why North Carolina turned down the opportunity to become a Big Ten member, the time when the Maryland jumped in their place and said, we'll take the spot, is because there was too many people at North Carolina, pretty much everybody, almost everybody that was pro-ACC. If they were to jump, they probably would have jumped to the Big Ten instead of the SEC. But they didn't want to jump, and they did not jump towards the Big Ten. But Bubba Cunningham has been one of those longtime friends with Jim Delaney. They've been having many discussions. Some of them have been opened up by FOIA requests, by reporters in the state of North Carolina and others. This is not a secret. This is not a secret. Jim Delaney from North Carolina. So, what better way to keep that avenue open, to keep that option open, to keep the pressure on the SEC on having Bubba Cunningham there, be representative of the other side of the coin? Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, it won't even be Bubba Cunningham's decision. It won't even be UNC Chapel Hill's Board of Trustees' decision to make. It will be the Board of Governors of the state of North Carolina. So keep that in mind. But again, a lot of backing of Cunningham here after what transpired a few days ago in the Board of Trustees. A lot of public backing. The chairman of the board, John Pryor, saying one thing about Bubba Cunningham, and the interim president, soon to be president, Lee Roberts, saying another thing about Bubba Cunningham, backing him up. Very interesting. Cloak and dagger, the rock fight continues at UNC Chapel Hill. Tough times ahead. Is UNC, the Board of Trustees, attempting to engage with the Board of Governors to start some sort of process? This audit is going to take a few months to even get done. Is that part of the process for engagement for the Board of Governors to show the Board of Governors, here is where we are today, and it's not good, and this is where we can be 6, 7, 8 years from now if we are a part of the SEC or the Big Ten? Has it finally started? Has UNC Chapel Hill, have they gotten to the starting block? Are they beginning to run the race? I think so. But I'm not sure. Trying to connect the dots, but we're missing a few of those big dots. But we think UNC has possibly finally started the process of engagement with the Board of Governors, who has the power of initiation, litigation, settlement, everything to do with conference affiliation. Please put down your comments and thoughts in the comments section below the video. Bubba Cunningham doesn't look like he's going to get fired anytime soon. It looks like he's sticking around. It looks like he's got the backing of the interim, soon-to-be Chancellor, Lee Roberts. Very, very interesting development, and we're going to continue to cover it here at PATC. Until next time, from all of us at College Football's Peek Around the Corner to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.